Hey guys, what is going on? So today I have a response video to the YouTuber Cult of Metal. Great channel, I'll leave a link to his video in the description, but basically in his video, he was arguing that Venom was the first black metal band as opposed to Bathory, how most people say Bathory is the first black metal band. I completely agree with his points, but I'm just going to elaborate a little bit and just, throw in my 2 cents or whatever. So, basically, in my opinion, the main reason why Venom is the first black metal band is because, like, Venom was part of the first wave of black metal, and they were the first band in the first wave. Obviously, Venom came before Celtic Frost / Hellhammer and Bathory. So that easily makes Venom the first black metal band. Now, are they black metal by today's standards? No. I mean, Welcome to Hell and black metal sound more like thrash metal albums if you listen to them now, and they sound fairly cheesy. Well, when they first came out, they sounded really extreme and scary to everybody. But the thing is, it's like, for back then, it was like that, so obviously that makes them the first black metal band. Just because they don't sound like black metal now, doesn't mean that they weren't back then. And that doesn't make them not black, I mean, they never were black metal. And I mean, I prefer Bathory over Venom, but Venom was like, extremely influential to Bathory, as well as Celtic Frost, which I don't even know why no one brings them up. Like, I've never heard anyone say that Celtic Frost was the first black metal band, but at the same time, they're not, so, I mean, I don't know, but Venom were influential to all the other first wave bands, pretty much. So it doesn't make any sense that a first wave band that was influenced by another first wave band that came before them would make the band that took the influence from the first wave band make them the first. That sounded so fucking confusing. But basically what I'm saying is, how is Bathory the first wave black metal band? I mean, how is Bathory the first black metal band if the first wave black metal band Venom influenced them? That doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like with punk, how people will say that, like, the Sex Pistols are the first punk band, when in reality it was the Ramones, but more bands that came out after, like, sounded more like the Sex Pistols than the Ramones. It's kind of like that, except it's not as big, it's not as confusing. Because with black metal, it's like, it's just easier to say that Venom was the first black metal band. You know, I mean, like I said, by today's standards, they aren't black metal. But back then, I mean, they came up with the imagery, the name, not so much the sound, but they had a little bit of a prototype for the sound, and I don't know, that's just really influential with black metal. I mean, even the second wave bands took influence from Venom. I mean, I think Mayhem even did a cover from them at one point. I want to say they did it on the Death Crush EP. Don't quote me on this. I should check after. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But Venom were influenced by Mayhem were influenced by Venom, as well as Bathory, obviously. But I don't know. It's just easier to think of Venom as the first black metal band, because with Bathory, if you want to say Bathory is the first black metal band, then you can't say that their first album was the first black metal album, because Bathory's first album is basically just Venom with harsher vocals and crappier production. And it just makes it really confusing. It's like Bathory were the first black metal band, but the first black metal album didn't come out until later in their career. I've heard a lot of people say that is either The Return or Under the Sign of the Black Mark was the first black metal album, and that's just confusing as fuck to me. It's just easier to refer to Venom as the first black metal band and the first album, Welcome to Hell. Now, obviously, Venom, you can't compare them to the other bands sound-wise. I don't know, but Bathory, the one thing that Bathory did create, though, was the sound that we know today as black metal. Bathory invented not so much modern black metal. That's a terrible phrase. What I mean is, like, Bathory invented, like, the most, like, clear prototype of black metal. While Venom was like a really rough draft, Bathory's a little bit more, like, fully formed, if you want to. Bathory was a little bit more exaggerated, more fully formed. But Venom came first, so that still makes them the first band, even though they don't sound as black metal as Bathory. So yeah, and I mean, I think I said this already, but Venom and Bathory are both great, but I prefer Bathory. And a lot of people will say that Venom aren't the first black metal band just because they don't like Venom. I will admit, Venom have aged very badly. They sound cheesy today, but that's kind of one of the reasons I like their first 2 albums. If I'm in the mood, they're just catchy, cheesy, old school metal songs, basically. But Bathory aged a little bit better, but that doesn't make them, like, not the first band. It's just confusing. It's just easier to say that Venom is the first black metal band, and it makes more sense too, theoretically. But yeah, and the other thing that also is kind of funny that Cult of Metal brought up in his videos, he said that Merciful Fate aren't a first wave band, period, and I have to agree on that. I don't even know why the fuck people say Merciful Fate just first wave black metal. They have literally no, like Venom, they don't sound like black metal by today's standards, but they have some characteristics, like rough characteristics of what was to come. But with Merciful Fate, there's really like absolutely nothing. They're pretty much, I don't really listen to Merciful Fate that much, but they're pretty much like just a heavy metal band, or I don't know if they're new wave or British heavy metal, but whatever. Yeah, Merciful Fate isn't black metal like at all. I think the reason people call them that is just because maybe they're a little bit occult themed, I think, and because King Diamond's face paint. But no, Merciful Fate aren't black metal at all. And the other thing, like I was saying earlier, I don't know why no one brings up Celtic Frost into the debate. But Celtic Frost, I think, should be as popular. I think that most people will say that Venom versus Bathory, but I think it's kind of dumb when they leave out Celtic Frost, because Celtic Frost were also very influential. I think the real argument should be Venom versus Bathory versus Celtic Frost, but the correct answer is still Venom. But yeah, I mean, Venom just came first, and they were first wave black metal. You can't argue that, because without Venom, the first wave is just Hellhammer / Celtic Frost and Bathory, and then maybe like a few extremely obscure bands that like no one knows about. But that's how I feel about it. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I can really say. It's an interesting topic, but I don't know if I pissed you guys off, whatever. Like, it's just my opinion, and it's easier to say Venom was the first black metal band. So yeah, that's it for this video, I guess. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.